All right, what's going on, y'all? I don't even know where to begin. It's been a few hours, a couple hours after the fight, and I'm in my car right now. I was actually watching it at work, and man, I'm glad I'm doing a video now instead of doing it right after the fight was over. Because it was one of those fights that you're upset, you're mad that you were right. Because I like Rigo, and I didn't want to. I didn't want him to go out like this. And I said this early. I said this before the fight was even made. That I hated this fight. That it was a mismatch. I didn't want it to happen because I didn't want him to get trashed by Lomachenko, which actually happened. But it was even worse. The outcome was even worse than what I said because Rigo didn't even put up a fight. The dude quit. He quit. He didn't even get hurt, and he quit. He quit. His quit was even worse than Nicholas Walters' quit to me. And it's like, damn, usually I'm really humble, whether I'm right or wrong, I'm usually humble in my reviews and stuff. But nah, I can't go there because you guys talk so much shit. You talk so much. A lot of guys built and made picks straight off emotions. Like, we've had it in the past, but man, it was all emotion. Bob Arum. Let's talk about Bob Arum. Let's talk about how people they're just so upset. Even some of the comments I already got in my videos are talking about Bob Arum. Well, Bob Arum is the winner now because he actually predicted for this to happen too. And you wanted Rigo to go in there and knock off Lomachenko and do what he did to Donaire for Bob Arum, Galus, his superstar and all that. But you guys are that's all emotion. It didn't make sense up here. You guys gotta stop. I told you guys, get over that shit, man. Get over that because you sitting Rigo up in the ring with this kid that is nice. He's really, really good. He's not no Nito Donaire, And Rigo was much younger, much fresher at that time. And even at that time, it was a bad stylistic matchup. We know how talented Rigo is, but there's someone out there that has your number. It's someone out there that has it. And Lomachenko was that guy. From a stylistic, let's get off weight because weight was not a factor in this fight. I don't even want to go there. Let's not go there. Weight was not a factor. Lomachenko won this fight because he is better than Rigondeaux. He's better than him. What did I say? Rigo is very limited compared to Lomachenko. He's very, very limited. He's a great fighter. All right? He's sharp. He's consistent. He's a great puncher. He's a great technician. But he's limited. And he's going in there with a guy that confuses everybody he fights. He makes everybody, except Salido, he makes everyone look terrible. Good fighters. He was fighting good fighters. Much better fighters than Rigo was fighting to prepare him for this matchup. And Rigo went in there and looked as dull as every other fighter that Lomachenko fought. I told you guys this. I told you this before I thought the fight. I was the one that made the video and said, I don't think this fight is going to happen. But if it does, that would be the worst thing to happen to Rigondeaux. And what he do? Go up to 130 and fight him. He said, I'm going to go up there, even though they tried to make the fight happen a couple of years ago. They were trying to talk about it. Rigo wanted him to come down and take a 124 catch weight, come in between. Loma said, come up to my weight. I'm not fighting you unless you come up to 126. The fight never happened. And now you're going up there out of desperation, like I said, to fight him at 130. And you guys sit here talking about Bob Arum and race and all this other stuff that does not matter once these guys get in the ring. It's very clear cut and and logic. Like, where's the logic in you guys? Do you guys have any logic here? This was a mismatch from a stylistic standpoint, from an age standpoint, from a experience standpoint, because Rigo is not, he was not fighting the right kind of fighters to prepare him for this fight. He wasn't active enough. He has the youth and all these disadvantages. And he goes up there and fights this guy at his weight class. And you guys are like, are you kidding me? Like, you really thought this dude was going to win? And if you thought he was going to win strictly based on you think Rigo was the better fighter, if you really thought Rigo was the better fighter and he was going to offset Lomachenko and beat him and disrupt his rhythm and you know, just slow down the pace, that's cool. I respect it. You know, I highly disagreed with you, but I respect your pick. But if you picked, which most people did, solely off emotion, you know, it's like, come on, man. You hate Bob Arum that much where you can just say, well, I don't even care how good this kid is. I want Rigo to win. Rigo's going to win this fight because Bob Arum. I hate Bob Arum and what he did to Rigo and stuff like that. I feel you. I feel you. You know, I feel you. I'm watching the fight too. I'm a fan too. Like, yo, I'm a fan too. I like Rigo too. I think it's messed up that some of the things that happened to him, you know, a lot of things didn't work out for him. You know, and they still not working out for him. So I feel bad. You know, I wanted him to be a superstar too, but it just didn't work out for him. That's not Lomachenko's fault. You know? And for him to talk all that shit leading up on Twitter, talking all of that, I didn't hear a peep from Lomachenko. Dude was quiet the whole time. Even though the media workouts, he was just, you know, he was just doing some, you know, he was doing little baby exercises, nothing that really impressed anybody. He was really conservative leading it up to this fight, didn't say anything. And you know what's crazy? Even when he won and he was ready to go reckless, I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but I saw after the fight was over, he went and climbed up the ropes and he was cheering, he was excited, he was ready to come down and get reckless, and his father pulled him to the side and said, calm down, relax. Look at the tape, man. One of the guys in his corner went to put the gold crown on his head, and his father took that crown off his head and said, nah, we ain't doing that. Relax. Relax. Be respectful. And he was respectful. He was chill for the rest of the night. And Rigo was the one that was being all buddy-buddy in the ring, want to touch gloves every 5 seconds. You know, want to hold on to the dude. Rigo. That's the guy that was talking all this, that, third. He was talking, he was doing all this talking, but they want to act like they buddies and best friends in the ring. Want to hold on to this, hugging this dude all night, not letting his arm go. Like, what kind of shit was that? They ain't no warrior fighting. That's a guy that's used to, what did I say in the last video? He's used to getting his way every single time he fights someone. He's fighting a guy where he's dominant. He's the ring general. He's used to having his way in the ring, and he didn't get it this time, and he didn't know how to act to it. So now he wants to be buddy-buddy and super show extra amount of sportsmanship. I was getting sick watching that fight. Oh, my God. Let me speak on the fight real quick, though. As far as round one, that was my favorite round. The opening round, I was like, you know, I gave it a draw. You know, I mean, I thought Loma was a little bit more active, but no one was landing anything. I thought they both was showing. It was like, I thought the first round was like watching a trailer to a good movie. You know, I thought the first round, they was both displaying their defense. You know, they both were throwing stuff out there, jabs and just light shots, but they were both making each other miss. They were both showing their athleticism, and I thought it was real cool that the first round was just like a sample of what was to come, okay? And I said after the first round, I was like, you know what? I like that round. Text my boy. I was like, yo, I gave that round a draw. He said Rigo. I was looking a little bit on Twitter. Some people was giving it to Loma, but I thought, I no, neither one of them did anything. I was like, you know what? This is cool. Then the second round comes and both of them just step it up immediately. Rigo was a lot more aggressive. Loma stepped it up. He was aggressive. And I'm going to tell you, by the end of that second round, I said, okay, Loma's going to knock this dude out at some point. I swear to God, after the second round, I said, Loma's going to knock this dude out. I see it coming. I even texted my boy. I was like, yo, Loma's knocking this dude out. What I thought was going to happen is starting. I already starting to see it. And after that, it got worse. Every single round, Loma started toying when I think it was the end of the third or maybe the fourth, where Loma was just toying. It started looking like every other fight. And Rigo was still showing some good defense, but I can't even say it was good defense. All he was doing was ducking. It was ducking so low. Lomachenko just kept patting him in the side of the head with jabs. But those are points. Now, some of them was on the back of his head, but what is he going to do? What is the man going to do if the guy is ducking that low? Now, usually it's cool. Usually it's cool to watch Rigo do it and escape, and the guy, he escapes unscathed, and it's cool, and he'll come back and reset himself, and he's back in action. But in this fight, there was no response. There was no straight left hand. It missed all night long. He landed a jab here and there. That was pretty cool. He landed a couple shots here and there. But the dude was making him miss. And he was getting countered. Lomachenko showed him that he was just a basic fighter. That's how he looked in there. We know Rigo's not a basic fighter. Rigo can get in there in his next fight against someone that's good and make him look like, they make his opponent look like a basic fighter. But as far as this fight tonight, he looked like a basic fighter. He is so limited, and we saw it tonight. He lost the fight mentally. All this, my hand, I hurt my hand. Yeah, we saw that coming. We saw it leading up to it. We saw it. I knew it was coming. We called it. I know I called it when I was watching the fight. I knew I called it when they stopped the fight. I called it. This guy's going to say something's wrong. Nah, you lost up here in the second round. You was already in survival mode. You was holding on to this dude's arm. The dude was pulling and fighting to get off of you. And you want to touch gloves. You don't even want to scrap. Rigo let me down, man. He let me down. I would have, nobody wants to get knocked out. It's easy for me. I'm not a fighter, so it's easy for me to sit here and say, I would have respected him more if he lost on his back. But you just got out of there. You just said, you know what? I don't even want to fight this guy right now. He ain't even hurt me. He ain't even badly hurt me yet. And I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not even going to deal with this guy. It wasn't like Mariaga that was putting up a fight. It wasn't like Sosa that was putting up a fight. Nah, this dude straight up took the Nicholas Walters route. And to be honest with you, Lomachenko wasn't even landed. That he didn't even get to really land the power shots because Rigo kept ducking and holding and trying to be best friends. And then I didn't really like that Lomachenko hit him after the bell. I didn't like that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, you holding me and what are you doing? I'm like, if I'm Lomachenko, I would be frustrated too fighting a guy that's not trying to make a fight. I got people, I'm at work watching it. I got people that as co-workers, we all waiting for the fight, building up, talking about it, watching the commercials, watching the previews. Everybody's into it. And that, we see that shit. Then I turned in the UFC card, and they love that. They love the UFC card, but they look, and it's in here like boxing's a joke. Because Rigo's is they see that Rigo is being rated as one of the best in the sport, which he is. But to see that performance, this is like, wow. Loma had too many weapons for him. He didn't even impose his size on him. He made Rigo miss all night. He frustrated Rigo. All that ducking, all that was cool. It looked pretty and everything, but he didn't have nothing he had nothing to throw in return with that. He couldn't counter him. He couldn't deal with Lomachenko changing directions, getting low, coming up, the feints. It was just too much going on. And a guy that's 37 years old and not used to fighting guys that, everybody he fought was intimidated by him. They just stood right there and they were scared to engage with him. And the few that did get engaged with him, just got picked off all night. That's why I said the Amagasa fight, I didn't like that fight. And, well, I liked the fight, but Rigo didn't like the fight because Rigo was getting pressured all night. Rigo don't want to fight that. He doesn't want those kind of fights. And we saw it in this fight. I said this morning. I kept telling you this, guys. You guys got to get your emotions out of it. I don't know what's going to have to happen with Rigondeaux. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I mean, he lost a lot of respect from his fans. I know I lost a lot of respect for him. Even though I knew it was a mismatch from jump, I lost respect just because of the way he quit. And I lost respect because of the way that he fought. This guy held him all night, and the guy showed way too much sportsmanship. He didn't do anything in this fight that I liked at all, And I don't like guys making excuses. I'm not into all that, man. I lost respect for dude. He's like a big child, for you to talk all that mess and go in there and the guy didn't say one thing about you, man. He ain't say nothing. He kept it respectful all the way up to this fight, and he silenced you, It's just like, man, listen, I understand, and I'm going to end it with this. I might talk about it in another video or whatever, but, I know what people are going to say. A lot of people, excuse my language, but, a lot of people will come in here and say that, Loma's overrated. People dick riding him and all of this stuff. All the stuff that I hear. Give the man, if you are still one of those people, I know a lot of people were overhyping him. I know a lot of people were saying that he was the best ever. And listen, give the kid his props. That kid is good. If you really if you still want to be one of those people that want to dislike him because he's with Top Rank, or because the color of his skin, or because of whatever, if you still want to be that guy, then you just gonna be disappointed for the rest of your life while you're a boxing fan, because it's gonna be people like this that come around, man, that are just special, and he's special. Rigo was special too, but this kid Lomachenko is special. You gotta look past your hatred for us. There's no reason to really hate him. It's nothing he said or done. You might not like the fact that people overrate him. In your eyes, you might think they overrate him. But, that kid is special. That kid is not normal. You got to give him his props. I think him and Terrence Crawford are in a league of their own. And I still think Lomachenko, I don't know, I got to think about it now. But I still got Terrence Crawford pound for pound. If he, I just think on a skill set, I can't see anybody beating Terrence Crawford. I think whoever you put in front of Terrence Crawford, he's going to find a way to adjust his game in the ring to beat you. I just believe that, you know, just based on what I've seen. But Lomachenko brings a talent and a level of athleticism that can offset any fighter, you know? Too bad we're probably never going to see those two fight. But right now, I just don't, I don't even think I can't compare anybody else to those two. Can't even do it right now. I can't do it. You know, there are other great fighters. You got Errol Spence that is on the come up. There are a lot of other fighters out there, but those two, for some reason, are truly special to me. If you want to be that guy, go ahead and continue being that guy, you know? Dumb down videos, get blocked on channels. Do what it is, do whatever it is you do. But you gotta get off that. You gotta get over it, man. Bob Arum, you hated Bob Arum, but guess what? This is what you wanted, man. You wanted him to go in there and embarrass Lomachenko. It didn't happen. Now Bob Arum gets the last laugh. He gets the last laugh again. What now? Now what happens to Rigo? What happens to him now? Do you still feel sorry for him? I don't. Not with that amount of shit you was talking. I don't feel sorry for him. Not one bit. You know, I feel bad he didn't get opportunities in the past. But as of right now in this fight, I don't feel sorry for him because, yo, he got beat by the better fighter. That's it. It's a business. You got beat by the better fighter, and that's it, man. That's it. But anyway, trying to think of anything else I wanted to bring up. Lomachenko, who's he gonna fight? Nobody gonna fight that, man. They probably gonna end up putting Gamboa against Lomachenko. That's why they gave him that win against Sosa last week. Probably gonna do that, you know, something like that, because nobody at 130 is gonna fight him. Now we can see why Floyd don't want to put Tank in there. We see why they don't want to do that, you know. Mikey Garcia, you know, Loma, go up and wait or collect the belts, you know, do whatever you got to do. Get that, I don't even know if Salido won tonight, you know, I don't even know. Nobody was talking about that fight, and that should have been a good fight. But anyway, so many opportunities for him. Rigo, it sucks, man. It does suck for him. It does suck for him. It does suck. Nothing went his way his whole career. But, you know, he went up there for Loma, and he went out like that. It's hard for me to feel bad for him right now. You know, but whatever, man. He quit, man. He quit. All right? So, I'm out, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.